Hey there, this is Scott Mickish, and I want to give the dish on mental fitness and why I developed 4D Fit. Because our minds impact every aspect of our lives, including our ability to care, learn, create, communicate, relate, and feel content in our own skin. And because our minds are so often abused and neglected without us even knowing it. In this modern age, we are bombarded by information and stimulation in profound ways. All that we absorb through our senses impacts how we perceive the world. More than ever, media, apps, and entertainment are influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions to consume, click, buy, vote, subscribe, crave, and compete. Sometimes passively, sometimes interactively, and sometimes addictively. Not that all tech and media are bad, because it's an important part of our culture and economy. It can also educate and entertain in ways that promote healthful thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, offering helpful information, guidance, and hope, as I hope this video does too. The information we consume is like any other part of our environment that we must be aware of and care about to promote healthy outcomes and avoid unhealthy effects. The same as we care about the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. Maintaining the health of our minds requires the same care and commitment as maintaining the health of our bodies. Because while our body is the vehicle, our mind is the driver. In this fast-paced world, though, it's getting harder to take care of our minds and bodies. We're working longer hours with less time off. We've been sold on the idea that faster is better. We barely allow enough time to sleep and eat and feel guilty for slowing down, worrying about everything that needs to get done. We struggle to find the time and energy for healthy physical activity, and we eat food that is fast and easy, that lacks nutrition, and it's deteriorating our health. When our minds and bodies are not rested, nourished, and cared for in healthy ways, we do unhealthy things to ourselves and others. We've created a toxic culture, and it's making us sick. Our life expectancy is now declining, with increasing rates of heart disease, obesity, anxiety, depression, drug abuse, and suicide. Not only are we struggling to stay well, but we often lack the motivation to even try. Because we are all too often driven by fear. The fear of failure or the fear of success. The fear of losing our job, of not meeting expectations, of being rejected, of being alone, of not having enough, or ultimately running out of time. We attempt to self-medicate to take the fear and pain away, often in unhealthy ways. We might consciously know what's harmful and unhealthy, but when we feel hopeless, ashamed, or uncertain and don't understand the workings of our brain and body, we resort to anything that gives us a momentary relief or sense of comfort. We're told to be our authentic selves, often without acknowledging the pain and struggles that come along with it. And when we struggle on our own, without encouragement or support, we lose hope. Because it's near impossible to maintain a healthy attitude and healthy behaviors without believing we deserve it, or believing we can, or understanding the work that it takes. It's like trying to drive cross-country on one tank of gas. It takes more than that. It doesn't happen just because we wish it or demand it. It happens with understanding, learning, and experience, by working through thoughts and feelings with motivation and positive reinforcement, by believing in ourselves and our abilities, to be our best and do our best because we deserve it. It happens when we overcome the stigma around mental health that has made us believe we must struggle on our own in order to prove our strength, independence, and self-reliance. It happens when we stop the perception that seeking help is somehow shameful or weak, when in fact, it is a sign of strength. It happens when we broaden our definition of fitness beyond the body to include the mind, because only when we care for our mind can we truly thrive.